Welcome back, ladies. That's not right.
Do I get a script?
No, you're a voice in my head.
Are you going to talk about the hurricane?
No, nothing really interesting happened. We were just without electricity for a few days. We almost made a blood sacrifice to the power gods. Yeah, but then the power came back on, so it was all good.
That is intense.
Then we almost made a sacrifice to the Wi-Fi gods.
Oh, look, the internet's back.
Oh,
That's crazy. You started a cult.
that's just a normal week in Florida. I was going to talk about the alligator that almost got me, but I made a Facebook post about it, so it's not really worth rehashing it.
What are you going to talk about then?
Cardigans. Duh. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Cardigan Show. Now, some of you were wondering what the point of this show is. Some said it didn't have a point, but my goal is to make the best piece of clothing, the cardigan, better. And I've been working on that for about a year now. Unfortunately, it's gone through a lot of iterations, and I wanted to show them all to you tonight to give you a sort of history of it. Kind of like how the iPhone and Apple is doing a history of the iPhone with the iPhone X. Almost just like that. Almost like this was going to be an iPhone parody. On the first version, I really stumbled on something. Unfortunately, that something was complete failure. I never even finished it. It was just 5 pieces of fabric just stitched together in a mishmash way. Fabric was cheap, and I moved on. The second version was unfortunately no better. The fabric was leaps and bounds ahead of the first one, but the user error was still trying to catch up. For some reason, I still hadn't conquered a way to actually sew armpits without cutting off the circulation to my arms. Now, version 3 did see the light of day. Unfortunately, that light was the top of the trash pile. It was made out of corduroy. Now, some people say corduroy should be left in the 70s, but I think it's timeless. Unfortunately, no one has ever thought this, and he was subsequently fired. A new creative director was hired to fill his place. I started with redefining what a cardigan was by using flannel. People eat up flannel like they eat up melted unicorn farts. But then I went a step further. I used French cuffs. Now, if you ever thought to yourself, what are 2 thoughts that have never been put together? Cardigans and French cuffs. Unfortunately, they never been put together for a good reason because no one ever wanted them. Some people call me a madman, but some people also accuse me of not knowing what I was doing because I cut out 2 pieces of cloth on the same side and then sewed them together like they were going on both the right side. I prefer to think of it as genius. Flannel saga continues with version 5. Unfortunately, we don't have this cardigan right now because a friend wanted it, which just goes to show you how easily people can be duped. According to my friend, the cardigan is unwearable because it's falling to pieces. Supposedly because of poor craftsmanship, but I think it's because the cardigan had an existential crisis, realizes life is pointless, and wants to end it all. And it wants to come home. The flannel trifecta continued, and I wore this version for 2 weeks in Texas and never got a compliment because people were speechless. It was very close to being a decent piece of clothing, except the neck didn't quite fit right and it kept wanting to slip off, which was awkward. And if you thought version 7 would raise the bar above subpar like these jokes, you'd be wrong. Now on the outside it looks pretty good, but on the inside all the seams were straight out and could easily tear. In version 8, the pawn will cross the board and be crowned. Well, that's my show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all the people who said such nice things in my last video. and hopefully you can laugh at my face in 2 weeks. We're getting on a schedule with this. We're trying it out, trying to be on time.